Bana. We must apologize. May we request you to take a seat there. There's a very brief matter that Misled will deal with, very, very briefly.
Chair, what do you require us to do?
No. It's just an apology to you that there's going to be an interposition of something else.
Not at all. Thank
but,
you, Chair.
Very briefly.
Thank you for the
Thank
courtesy.
you. Mr. Karim, if you could maybe take a seat there. That first row, yes. Thank you very much. Sorry for the interruption. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, and thank you. And thank you to Mr. Bana and team and Mr. Karim, and apologies for the upset. Chair, we have another witness who is under subpoena starting from today. We have an application that that witness would like to move in respect of his appearance, and we wanted to ask for an indulgence to deal with this matter in probably the first 5 minutes after your tea break, if that is permissible.
Is the witness here?
The witness is here, and so is his attorney. If I think they're outside, I'll ask them.
Please,
Thank
if you could, the attorneys, are you able to assist, please?
Chair, perhaps while we wait, I trust that the commissioners are in receipt of a very tiny file that was submitted this morning. This is in respect of Commissioner Mkwanazi of EMPD. So if you could have that file before you.
You will take me through it, or I'll be assisted.
To the extent that it is
by
ever necessary,
By
Chair.
Commissioner Kumalo, yes.
Yes.
I don't see mine anywhere close by.
To the extent necessary, we shall, but it will not be necessary to go through everything that is in the documents. Thank you.
Just 1 second, have a seat.
Chair,
Good morning, Commissioner Kumalo. I'm very sorry. Commissioner Mkwanazi.
Morning, Commissioners. Morning, Chair.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you please place yourself on record?
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Nkosana Kumalo. I'm the attorney for Mr. Mkonazi. I'm on record.
Thank you. Which firm of attorneys?
I'm from Kumalo, Nkosana Attorneys from Johannesburg.
All right.
Yes,
We have quite a supply of Kumalos. We even have witnesses as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Sildo.
and as the Chair has dealt with that aspect, this is Mr. Kumalo Nkosana. He has officially placed himself on record with the Commissioner's attorneys by addressing correspondence to them. Mr. Nkosana appears for the first time today, and I only had a benefit of seeing him today.
Mr. Kumalo, yes.
Mr. Kumalo.
Yes.
Sorry,
You said Nkosana, Mr. Nkosana.
Apologies for that. Chair, if you just quickly have regard to the little file we handed over. In particular, I just want to refer you to item 7 of that file. Those are the summons that were issued to Mr. Mkwanazi and dated the 3rd of March 2026, calling upon him to present himself before the Commission for the dates the 9th to the 13th of March. Mr. Mkwanazi is here. Originally, Chair, the request, my plan had been to request the stand down of his further testimony to the 12th of March this year. because we currently have Mr. Karim, and I think we're having one more witness. However, following my engagement with Mr. Kumalo this morning, it would appear that there is a specific application that Mr. Kumalo would like to move for technically a postponement. He doesn't have any papers, and I think he intends to speak off the cuff and address the commissioners. And with your leave, if I may then hand over to Mr. Kumalo.
Postponement of the hearing today, or what postponement?
The chair will recall I had said he's under subpoena from the 9th. I was going to request a stand down to the 12th, which is the Thursday. But Mr. Kumalo would like a longer extension, which is beyond the period set out in the summons. And I indicated to him that, well, for that purpose, he would have to make an application to yourselves, and he's here to address you on that.
Mr. Kumalo.
Thank you, Chair and Commissioners. Yes, indeed so, Chair. I only met the witness yesterday evening, and I had to quickly consult with him. And during consultation, I won't dwell much as to what is it that we discussed. I'll just come to the crux of the issues that were raised during consultation, which is the fact that there are documents that he has to furnish me in order to prepare for his next testimony. And at this point in time, Chair, I literally have nothing, no paper, nothing from him that comes from the commission. In the interest of helping the commission to efficiently, come to the right conclusion regarding his testimony, I believe we need preparation, and I've already spoken to counsel, the evidence leader, to say 23rd of March will be our firm commitment. By that date we will be prepared. Over and above that is over and above preparations with regard to the papers and documents that I have to go through to prepare for his second testimony. There's also the issue of medical certificates that I've discussed with the evidence leader here, to say already he has been to an eye operation on the 3rd of March, and he has to go for a second operation, which is scheduled for tomorrow, the 10th of March. And after that operation, he has to have a day or two of recovery. And in between, I plead with the commission to say, I will use his time of recovery and time of preparation for his second testimony. And by the 23rd of March, I believe I'll be ready, or will be ready to come to the commission for him to give evidence, the 23rd of March. Yeah, so far.
Thank you, Mr. Kumalo. Do you have any objection, Ms.
Chair, I don't have an objection as such. It's
Yes,
just that
yes.
the offer of the 23rd of March was made based on what was considered to be a 2-week period for both the recovery and preparation.
Yes.
It does have a significant impact on our programming, but those, I guess, are internal challenges. But as to the cogency of the application, I don't think I have much of a basis to object on.
So we leave with the suggested dates.
We can live with the suggested date. The chief evidence leader probably is going to kill me for this.
He's here and listening, and probably he's already applying his mind to working on his schedule.
Indeed, Chair.
I see he wants to speak, but then he is reluctant to speak. So maybe.
With good cause, Chair.
Thank you.
So Chair, with those few remarks, I would not object.
So a resumption on the 23rd of March.
On the 23rd of March, or if I may just add, perhaps, or such date as shall be determined by the chief evidence leader. I don't know what.
I think let's speak.
23rd.
Let's
Okay,
stick to the
23rd of March.
specific date.
It is.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes, thank you. Commissioner Mkwanazi, the hearing of your further evidence will be on 23 March and such further dates as will be determined on the 23rd of March 2026 at 9:30 as usual.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
If we may be
You are
excused.
excused, Commissioner. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you,
Sello.
Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Kumalo. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Charles.
Mr. Karim, before we broke, you'll recall you were saying that after, I think it was 6 May, and that exchange of the message purporting to reflect your communications with the minister, Mr. Matlala started to avoid you. Can I ask you to go to the WhatsApp bundle? So I think it's page 28 of the evidence bundle. And the Good Morning Minister message is at 6th of May, 9:50. And then you follow it up saying, sent him this, presumably meaning sent the minister this. Then he called, I'm sending you what to write. Did you send Mr. Matlala a draft of what he should write to the minister?
This message was sent to me by Mr. Mokhotsi. I then copied and pasted it and forwarded it to Mr. Matlala.
No, I understand that, but your last message to Mr. Matlala is, I'm sending you what to write.
Yeah, I made him believe that I wrote it.
Yes, but that's... So were you suggesting by that last statement, I'm sending you what to write, were you suggesting to Mr. Matlala that this is what the minister told you, or is that a message from you to Mr. Matlala, I'm sending you what to write? I've spoken to the minister, he called this, I'm going to tell you what to write.
Yes, the message was to say, I'm going to tell you what to write. And by that time, it seems like Mr. Matlala then picked up that this message he already received from Mr. Mokhotsi in March.
No, he didn't, sorry, just to correct you there, he didn't receive it from Mr. Mokhotsi.
He
He
sent
sent Mr. Mokhotsi the
the
Good
same
Morning
message.
Minister text,
Yes.
say, essentially asking Mr. Mokhotsi to send it to the minister. But at the end, it says, I'm sending you what to write. You say to Mr. Matlala, I'm sending you what to write.
Yes, I never sent him anything after that.
Why didn't you send him anything after that?
Because Mr. Mokhotsi said he'll send me something and he never sent it.
So you were waiting for Mr. Mokhotsi to send you a draft of what should be written in Mr. Matlala's name to the minister.
Yes.
But why then would you have initiated this whole conversation about misleading Mr. Matlala as to what you had sent to the minister and say, I will send you what to write, when you didn't have what you were going to send?
You can then see there's a call on the next day.
That call is a day and a half later. My question remains, why would you initiate this process of misleading Mr. Matlala when you couldn't carry it through?
Mr. Brown Mokgotsi couldn't give me the message, so I just abandoned and I just left it because Brown didn't send me the message to forward on.
No, I understand that, but presumably, if you're going to perpetrate a fraud of this nature on Mr. Matlala, you want to be ready to perpetrate the fraud. So you didn't have to send him the Good Morning Minister message at 9:50 in the morning on the 6th of May. Why did you choose to send it at that time?
Brown advised me to send the message at that time. Brown sent me this message on that day.
Yes. Brown sent you that message, but you send that message and then you send a series of follow-up messages which have not been exchanged between Brown or Mr. Matlala. One says, sent him this, in other words, you sent it to the minister. Then he called, I'm sending you what to write. Why would you say, I'm sending you what to write, if you weren't in a position to send it at that stage?
Brown told me to do that, and that's why I did it.
Why did you not ask Brown, well, let's have what we're going to write so that we can send it to him?
I did say that, but I'm saying subsequent to that, there was a call and Mr. Matlala said he's not going to write anything, he's going to give it to his legal team. They will handle this.
We'll get to that a little later. But I still want to find out from you, why would you offer to give him a draft when you were not yet in a position to give that draft?
I was promised a draft, which didn't come.
But why offer it
Brown,
at a point when you're not able to furnish it? Will
Brown-
that not raise Mr. Matlala's suspicions?
Brown said he'll send me the message, he'll tell me what to write, and I must forward it on.
So you got these 4 texts from Brown, and then you essentially cut and paste them and sent them on to Mr. Matlala.
Correct.
But when Brown sent the texts to you, before you cut and paste and sent them on to Mr. Matlala, why didn't you inquire? What are we going to write to him? He's going to want a letter. What are we going to say?
I did ask him.
And what did he say?
He said he's going to type it out and send it to me.
To raise Mr. Matlala's expectations that you had a draft letter for the minister in circumstances where you didn't have a draft letter for the minister.
Correct.
Did it not occur to you that Mr. Matlala would find this suspicious?
Well, by this time, after this message, he'd already known. Well, I presumably him and Brown were talking already. So he knew. Because I received this message 2 months later and I forwarded it on to him.
Yes, but you didn't know that at the time.
Sorry?
You didn't know that at the time. You thought you were still implementing your scheme to mislead Mr. Matlala.
Yes, but he knew it.
Yes, but you didn't know that.
Yes, I didn't know that.
So when you sent the message, you didn't know that he would immediately realize this as, or recognize it as a version of a message which he had asked Mr. Mokgotsi to send 2 months previously. You didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
You see-
Can I just, before you move on, Mr. Chesterton, the way you say I'm sending you what to write, who was Mr. Matlala supposed to write to on this scheme?
He was supposed, we were going to send him a text to write. Brown said we should tell Matlala to write a text, which he must then forward to the minister.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, you were then asking Mr. Matlala to write a text, which he would then forward to the minister.
He would then forward it back and then me to Brown and then off onto the minister.
But you hadn't told him that you were dealing with Brown. So as far as he was concerned, you would forward it back to you, and he would think that you would forward it to the minister.
But at that time, Brown and Pussy were obviously talking, which I didn't know about, but they were talking.
Yes, but we know what the facts of communication were. We know some of the facts of who was communicating with whom at the time. But I'm trying to interrogate the plausibility of your version. And for that, we need to think our way back into what you knew at the time. And what your version has been thus far is that before this commission started ventilating facts about these exchanges, you didn't know that Mr. Mokgotsi and Mr. Matlala were independently talking to each other.
Yes.
So at the time that you wrote this, Mr. Mokgotsi, well, as far as you were concerned, Mr. Matlala wouldn't know about any role of Mr. Mokgotsi. So you are suggesting that the plan was for a text to come back from Mr. Matlala and for him to be told that you would forward that text to the minister.
That was the belief.
But what was the purpose of your forwarding a text to the minister? Why wouldn't Mr. Matlala just write directly to the minister?
That was the advice of Mr. Mokgotsi.
You see, it seems to me truly implausible advice for several reasons, and I'd like you to comment on them one by one. The first is, it seems utterly implausible that you would drop a bombshell like this, saying that you'd spoken to the minister, he called you back, and you're going to tell Mr. Mokgotsi what to write if you didn't have what you wanted to give to Mr. Mokgotsi as what he had to write. That just seems a very implausible scheme. Your response to that?
Mr. Chaskalson, do you mean Mr. Matlala?
Mr. Matlala, sorry, I have confused those two more than once.
Like I said, Council, Mr. Mokgotsi insisted that I send Mr. Matlala these messages, convince him that I'm able to send a text to the minister regarding his cancellation.
Yes, but on your version, neither you nor Mr. Mokgotsi had the text that you were going to offer Mr. Matlala in that regard.
Yes, when I said I'm sending you what to write, Mr. Mokgotsi didn't come back to me. On the next day, Mr. Matlala called me and said he's not sending any text, he's not interested. He will then send us over to his lawyers, and that's where we left it.
Well, we'll come back to the next day shortly. But the second implausibility is, why send Mr. Matlala a text for him to write if the plan is that you will actually send that text to the minister?
We wanted him to refer his issues or what were his issues. So he needed to write that letter.
But you're the one who's going to send it to the minister.
Yes, but it's not my contract. It's Mr. Matlala's contract. He needed to tell us what were his issues. So he needed to write that text.
But then you couldn't send him what to write because you didn't know what his issues were. He needed to formulate what he...
Yes, Brown explained that he would write this and give us a draft and Matlala can add what he needed to add on and then forward. But this never happened.
So now the version is that Brown's going to give you a draft. The draft will be filled out by Mr. Matlala. It will then come back to you and you will send it to the minister.
That was the belief, yes.
Sorry, may I just ask? You say that was the belief. I'm just trying to understand how you explain this whole scheme. You say you did not have any connection or access to the minister.
Yes.
Okay. So you were not the one that was going to send whatever goes to the minister.
No,
You
it
were
was
not
going to be
receive-
Mr. Mokgotsi.
you knew Mr. Mokgotsi to have a connection to the minister?
Mr. Mokgotsi told me on several occasions that he's connected to the minister and the
Okay,
minister's
so on
office.
this scheme, Mr. Mokgotsi would have forwarded this communication that you are preparing here
Yes.
to the minister? Okay, thank you.
And what was the plan? Was it that Mr. Mokgotsi would, through the scheme, that Mr. Mokgotsi could get to the minister would be persuaded to intervene and to resurrect this contract? Is that what the plan was?
If you look at the message, "Good morning, Minister," if you can read into that context, I think what he was complaining here about, he was complaining here about having purchase orders being withheld. So his cry was about the purchase orders not being given to him. He wanted to deliver, and the reason they were holding the purchase orders was to sabotage him. That's what he believed. So he thought if he could get the minister's ear, he could say, "Why am I not getting purchase orders? I need to deliver these. The guys are holding my purchase orders, and I need to deliver on this contract."
So the plan was that a letter would be drafted by Mr. Mokgotsi, filled in part by Mr. Madlanga, sent back to you. Mr. Madlanga believed that you would then send it to the minister to sort out his problems and get him paid. You believed that Mr. Mokgotsi would send it to the minister and sort out problems with payment on the contract. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you were hoping that through Mr. Mokgotsi's influence, the minister would intervene in an operational matter at SAPS to ensure that Mr. Madlanga got paid.
Brown gave us the impression, yes.
No, I'm asking what you were hoping, not what impression was created. You were hoping.
Yes.
Yes. So you wanted Mr. Mokgotsi to persuade the minister to intervene in an operational matter so that Mr. Madlanga got paid and you in turn got repaid.
Correct.
You say this is the point at which Mr. Madlanga stopped answering your calls and started avoiding you.
Yeah, you would be very brief. It's not at this point exactly, but he started to become more distant, more evasive.
You see, when I look at the chats, I see the exact opposite. I see a more intense level of communication between you and Mr. Madlanga at this point than anywhere else in the chat. So let's look what happens next. These texts get sent on the 6th. If we scroll down, we see on the 7th, 9th, and 10th, there are calls from Mr. Madlanga to you, not the other way around. He's the one wanting contact.
Yes, I called before. If you can see on the top, I called him first.
Yes, you called him on the 6th.
Yes.
But after you have sent this text offering to get the minister on board to have him paid, he tries to call you 3 times.
I called him first on the 10th, right on the top.
No. If you go up to page 28, you will see that when you call him on the 10th, it's returning his call. You see on the 7th, he calls. On the 9th, he calls. On the 10th, he calls. He calls at 13:50, and a minute later, you respond. You speak at 13:51. He calls you back at 14:15. The following day, he calls you again on the 11th at 15:01. You call him back at 15:02. You call again at 19:05. On the 12th, he calls at 9:34. You call back at 10:58. He calls again at 12:26, and again at 12:26, and then again at 12:27 when he says, "I'm at your house, brother." He's come to visit you.
Yes, that's correct.
Is this someone who's avoiding you?
I didn't say he avoided me immediately. I said during the course of May, he started becoming evasive. So I put more pressure on him on my payments. So when he asked to come to my house, he wanted to come and give me an explanation on payments.
Can I take you back to paragraph 30.3 and see, so that you can see what your version was? The same message I sent to Vusi in May 2025 in terms of Brown's instruction was, I've now learned, sent by Vusi to Brown on 4 March 2025. This confirms that Brown and Vusi have already exchanged this message, and I cannot understand why Brown would advise me to resend it to Vusi. Thereafter, Vusi started avoiding me. So you're saying Vusi started avoiding you after you sent the message that Brown had exchanged with Vusi in March. That was what your version was.
Yeah,
Is that
from
version
then-
incorrect?
Yes, from then on, he started avoiding me.
From there on?
Yes, he started becoming evasive. I see all these calls. Yes, all these calls did happen, but they were mainly to discuss my payments.
It's not just calls. He comes and visits you at your house on the 12th of May.
Correct, because
And the one who's not there is not him, it's you. You say, I'm on my way, 5 minutes.
yes, I was on my way to see him. We had agreed that we'll meet. He needed to bring me a payment plan.
So it doesn't look like he's avoiding you. At best, he's anxious that you might call in your debt and is chasing you to try and make some arrangements. He's certainly not avoiding you. Your response?
I still say he was evasive.
Let's look at the 13th. He approaches you. Salam, can you take a call? Your response is networks. Presumably, and then you say, I'm at the mine. Presumably, you weren't sure you had signal that would support a call. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But he was asking for the call.
Yes,
You eventually do have a call at 14:23 and at 14:26.
yes,
And later that day, he sends you a draft of his letter to SAPS about termination of the contract. You can see that draft at page 365. Go to 365, you'll see
page 31 of my bundle.
yes, 31 is where there's the reference to it, but the actual document itself is at page 365 of the same document. You go there, you'll see a
It's in the
series
big,
of
File one.
file 1, yes.
Yes,
So he has sent you a draft of a letter to SAPS that he is planning, his lawyers are planning to send on his behalf.
yes.
Is this wholly unrelated to what you said a week previously you would tell him to write?
No, it had nothing to do with that.
But at the very least, he's not avoiding you. He's still exchanging drafts with you.
Yes, I've been putting pressure on
Actually,
him.
in fairness to the witness, this is a signed letter. My learned friend keeps referring to a draft. It's a copy of a letter that seems to be actually sent. If you look at page 367.
Mr. Chaskelson?
It's signed. The electronic file still describes it as draft, but I accept that it has been signed.
Thank you. Let's proceed.
Then on the 14th of May, if we go back to page 31, You call him at 8:55. And at 10:27, he sends you a picture of the screen of an email from SAPS acknowledging receipt of correspondence. Did you understand what correspondence he was referring to?
He just sent me this text, or he sent me this. It was in regards, as I presume, for his contract.
So it was presumably a screen acknowledging receipt of the letter that we saw at 365. The letter that we just saw, the signed letter addressed to SAPS.
Yes, I'm sure it's that.
And did you understand it that way at the time?
No.
No, you didn't. Why didn't you understand it that way? What did you understand it to be?
I just understood it in terms of his cancellation. I just looked at it and thought they've canceled his contract now, and his contract is canceled.
No, but this is a letter from SAPS acknowledging receipt of a letter from somebody else, his attorneys.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't look at it and think that it's from. I just saw it and I thought it's his termination because it said termination of contract following the award. So he was trying to tell me that his contract is terminated.
No, he'd already told you that his contract had been terminated. He told you, at the very least, by sending you the letter which took issue with that termination. That was the letter at 365 that he sent to you the previous day. If you go to 365, you'll see it's headed termination of contract following the award of bid.
Yes, but he didn't send me this letter. It's just a screenshot. I didn't see the letter.
So, why did you think he would send you a screenshot from SAPS?
Mr. Matlala owes me money, so he's going to send me those screenshots.
But the screenshot says receipt of your correspondence is hereby acknowledged. I will bring it to the attention of the National Commissioner.
Like
What?
I said, he sent me this based on termination.
Sorry, based on the termination.
Yes, when I looked at it, I saw termination, so I thought he's trying to tell me his contract is terminated.
But he'd already told you that the night before.
Yes, he was probably trying to send me proof. That's how I read it.
I see. Look, I want to put it to you that it's fairly self-evident why he would send that to you. He would send it to you to say that the letter I shared with you yesterday has now been sent to the SAPS.
I shared no letter with him on the previous day, Council.
Well, he shared a letter with you yesterday, 365.
No, I never received this letter.
Sorry. Your version now is that at 13:05/1948, when he sent you the WhatsApp with an attachment described draft letter to SAPS National dated 13 May 2025, you didn't receive that.
Here on the top. Yeah, I see it's there, but I don't recall this message. I didn't even open this message.
You don't recall that message?
It's there, but I didn't even open this message.
I see. So you didn't see the draft at 365?
No.
I see. And you didn't see fit to mention that in your statement when you were dealing with your exchanges with Mr. Matlala?
Yes, it's the first time I'm seeing this letter in the file now. I never opened this. I never opened this message.
And your attorneys didn't take that up with you, didn't ask you about this this letter that's been
No.
in the bundle for over a month now?
No.
I see. Anyway, we're still dealing with Mr. Matlala's alleged avoidance of you. He's now sent you a letter which is signed but hasn't yet been sent to the police. On the 13th, he sent you a screen from the police acknowledging receipt of that letter on the 14th.
On the 14th.
And then on the 14th, he started to ask you about legal representation. He said, John Sullivan of Inga Ershman, Sam, Xavier Fanikak. These are the advocates. Can you ask around if they are strong or not? You remember receiving that?
Yes.
And what did you understand he was asking for there?
He was obviously looking for legal representation
For what?
for his contract.
For his contract, yes. So what I want to put to you is that if one actually looks at the correspondence, there is nothing there that is consistent with your version, that after the 6 May email, Mr. Matlala was avoiding you. What the correspondence actually looks like is an exchange of texts and messages you would expect from someone who was looking for help from the minister with his contract and believed he was speaking to a person who was connected to the minister.
By that time, counsel, he knew that I had no contacts
How do you know that he knew by that stage?
because he kept on saying to me he's going to sort out his problems with his legal team. He doesn't need any intervention.
I see, but then why was he engaging with you about his legal team?
I have been putting pressure on him for my monies. I put a lot of pressure on him for my monies. So he was trying to divert me now and tell me he's going to sue or he's going to challenge the termination of the contract. And that's what he was trying to do.
I see. So, on your version, reconstructed with the benefit of hindsight, he knew that you were in cahoots with Mr. Mogotsi and were pretending to have a relationship with the minister.
I think it was the other way around. He was in cahoots with Mr. Mogotsi. They knew and they were playing me. The two of them
So
knew.
he was in cahoots with Mr. Mogotsi,
Yes.
and what was he telling you?
I believe that they were in cahoots from what I see now after this. Whatever was exposed during the commission's times, I can now see that the two of them were playing me. I was in the middle.
I see. So how do you understand this extensive correspondence after the 6th of May in the light of that theory?
Remember, he owes me money, counsel, so he needs to communicate with me because, like I said, I was calling him continuously for my payments, finding out because he promised that there were payments in the system. He promised to make more payments, but payments were not coming forth.
So he's not avoiding you at all. He's engaging with you continuously to try and get you off his back.
He was avoiding on the issue of payments. He'd call for other reasons. I'd always say to him, let's get down to sort out a payment plan, which never transpired. So on the issue of my payments, he was evasive. He would never come clear and tell me when he's going to pay me.
You see, when I look at paragraph 30.3, that's not what you're saying at all. What you're saying in paragraph 30.3 is that with hindsight, you realize that on the 6th of May, Mr. Matlala understood that you had been misleading him about your access to the minister and then started avoiding you.
Yes.
But the facts show that he didn't start avoiding you at all. In fact, he increased his communications with you. If you compare the period from 6 to 14 May to the period that comes before it, it is probably the period of most intense conversation between you. So why did you say he started avoiding you?
He started avoiding me on the issue of a payment plan. He didn't want to come and sit down and draw up a payment plan. So he kept on managing me with these calls, kept on calling me, kept on saying, no, we'll do it today, we'll do it tomorrow. The day that he came to my house, he was very impatient. He didn't want to wait at all. He was in a hurry. And I said to him, I've got a copy in my hand, we need to sign something. I'm on my way.
I want to put it to you that you have tried in the statement to create a version of Mr. Matlala cutting off communication with you when he realizes that you do not have purchase with the minister. But in fact, that is not what the objective evidence shows at all. He didn't realize that you didn't have purchase with the minister.
He did.
It is not what the evidence shows. And let me take the proposition further. Let us look at paragraph 42 of your statement on page 9. You say, Vusi ceased responding to me in or about May 2025.
Yes.
Now, as late as 14 May, he was messaging you asking for advice on advocates. You see that on page 32 of the evidence bundle?
Yes.
Later that day, he was arrested and he's been in custody ever since.
Yes.
Did you try to contact him in custody?
No.
So when did he stop replying to you?
On that day, on the last day, I tried to call him. I couldn't get hold of him the day before. You can just go back to the calls. I think before he got arrested.
So your last call to him on page 31 is at...
Mr. Chaskalson, on the issue of arrest, Mr. Karim, when did you become aware that Mr. Matlala had become arrested?
It was after it was on the news.
Immediately thereafter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So on the 14th of May, at 8:55, you tried to phone him.
Yes.
That's page 31.
Yes.
Did you speak to him at 18:55? Do you recall?
No, he didn't take the call. I don't recall speaking to him. Subsequent to that, he then sent the screenshot.
Yes. Then he asked your advice on legal representatives, 1252 and 1253.
Yes.
So he's not stopped replying to you at that stage?
Yes, because remember, like I've said, I put a lot of pressure on him, and I also said to him, I'm going to institute a legal claim on my monies.
No, I understand what you're saying now, but that's not what you said in your statement. In your statement, in paragraphs 42 on page 8 and 30.3 on page 7, you create an impression of Mr. Matlala essentially ghosting you after he discovers that you're using a second-hand message to claim that you have influence over the minister. That's the impression one gets from reading your statement.
Yes, I'm saying he was avoiding me to sit down and work out a payment plan. He was evasive on that. He kept on communicating because he didn't want me to institute a legal challenge.
That's what you're saying now. It's not what you're saying in the statement at all.
Well, in the statement, I meant he was evasive on coming. He didn't want to meet me. He just refused to meet me. The day he came to my house, he didn't even wait for 2 minutes. I said, I'm on my way, and he left.
So now you're saying you didn't meet at the house. He didn't wait for you at the house.
I did say that previously, Counsel.
No, you didn't say that previously.
I did. I said he was impatient. He didn't wait for me.
You said he was impatient.
Yes, he left.
So you're saying he then left
Correct. He
before
left.
you came in?
Yes, he left.
I see. I didn't understand your evidence in that regard, but the record will speak for itself. Be that as it may, what you're saying in the statement is that he avoided you from March, and he stopped replying to your, from May, and he stopped replying to you sometime in May. He ceased responding to me in or about May. Now, the only point at which he ceased responding to you was when he was arrested.
I think he was arrested a few days after that.
He was arrested on the 14th of May. He was arrested possibly a couple of hours before his last communication to you.
Okay. Yes.
So why did you say he stopped responding to you in May?
He stopped responding to me and him meeting to sort out the payment plan and have it signed.
I see. So what you wanted to say is we continued to meet regularly through May. In fact, we met more regularly than at any other stage in our communications. But he wouldn't talk to me about a payment plan. Is that what you're saying?
Met or communicated, Mr. Chaskalson? Met or communicated?
Met or communicated?
No, not met. We never met.
I'm
Oh,
asking,
communicated.
Yes, communicated.
And your version now is you never met?
I'm saying I never met.
Yes, he did though come to your
He
house
came
and
to
you
my
weren't there
house.
to meet
I
him.
said to him, I'm on my way, wait for me. When I got there, he was impatient, he left.
But he was sufficiently interested in contact with you to come to the house.
Yes.
Let's move to a separate topic. You say that you had no connections either to the minister or with INSAPS, and you just depended on Brown, who you thought had those connections.
Yes.
Can I take you to page 2 of the bundle?
Big file.
There you'll see that at the 7th of January, at 7 in the morning, Mr. Matlala WhatsApps you, "Salam, brother. Now is the time to start invoicing. Was wondering if I can see you before we send invoices. I can even come to your place. Please advise." And you respond essentially to say you're already in Cape Town for the January the 8th celebrations. You recall that?
Yes.
Why would Mr. Matlala want your advice on invoicing?
He didn't want my advice on invoicing. Mr. Matlala was looking for additional funding, and what he wanted to do was to bring the invoices to me, show me how much he's going to be claiming so that I could then top up on the funding. He was looking for more money here.
But why would he then want to see you before he sent the invoices? Why
I
wouldn't
have
he
no
come
idea,
to you with the
Councillor. I was-
invoices?
Sorry.
Why wouldn't he come to you with the invoices that he had already sent?
I have no idea. I've never been involved in any of his invoicing. I don't even know how his invoicing document looks.
Sorry, you don't know how invoicing in government works?
No, I said I don't know how Mr. Matlala's invoices were.
Oh, how his invoicing works. Let's go down to page 4. "30th of January to 11:57. You're back from Cape Town, and now Mr. Matlala says, 'Salam, brother. Can you please check with your guys how far is payment?' 12:13, you say, 'Checking. Will revert.' He says, 'Thanks.' The next day you say, 'Morning. They say payment is done. I'm waiting for the remittance.' So the first question is, why did Mr. Matlala think that you had people who could find out how payment was progressing at SAPS?
Remember, he knew that I had a contact. He knew that I had a contact in SAPS, and that was Mr. Brown Mkhotsi.
He didn't know it was Mkhotsi, but he knew
there was someone.
He knew
He
you had
didn't know
contact.
that it was, yes. Correct.
And when you said checking will revert, you were actually checking with Mr. Mkhotsi.
Correct, Counsel.
Mr. Karim, is there a reason, a known reason why Mr. Matlala, who is contracted to the subs, couldn't check this information himself? Why did he need to come through you?
I have no idea, Counsel. He asked me. I don't know why he did that, but if we can move on, we'll see on the next page, or after some time, he then sends me a screenshot of the payments.
And it didn't occur to you to say, why don't you check, because you have direct access?
Sorry,
It didn't occur to you to say to him, why don't you check, to say to him, why does he not check with the
I
SAPS
said-
people, because he's obviously dealing with
He's
the SAPS
contracted
people.
to them. I said he must check with them, but he felt there was a sabotage and that people are holding his invoices and not paying him.
Thank you.
Mr. Karim, can you be specific about what you told Mr. Matlala that made him believe that you have contact within SAPS? Because your response now is, he thought you had contact within SAPS, but it was Mr. Mkhotsi. But can you just be more specific about what exactly you told him that made him believe that you had contact within SAPS? And who did you say within SAPS would be providing you this information?
I gave him no names. I just said to him, I know people and I'll check with this person. This person is well connected. So as and when there's challenges, he would call me and double check with me, and then I'll talk to Mr. Mkhotsi and say, can you check on the payments? Can you follow up? Can you see what's happening? And then Mr. Mkhotsi would then respond to me and say, yes, it's getting done. Payment is here. Payment is there. I don't know who Mr. Mkhotsi was talking to.
I think, Mr. Karim, the question relates to much earlier, because at this stage, Mr. Matlala already believes that you are connected to someone within SAPS. The question relates to much earlier, and it actually ties in with a question I had asked you as to how you got Mr. Matlala to believe that you had such a connection. What had you said to him?
I just said to him, I have someone who's well connected and knows. But when I do say to him, they say payment is done, because Mr. Mkhotsi said payment is done. And immediately after that, Mr. Mkhotsi said...
No, my question does not relate to that.
I'm trying to show you how he got convinced. When I
Yes.
say to him, payment is done, I then speak to Mr. Mkhotsi. Mr. Mkhotsi says, payment will be done.
No, the interest is the initial stage when he got to believe that you had this contact or connection. I'm not.
Oh, you're not referring to
I'm not
this?
talking about the stage with regard to this inquiry, and indeed even Commissioner Kumalo's.
In the beginning, when... Okay.
And indeed even Commissioner Kumalo's question does not relate to the stage of this inquiry about payment. It's about the very initial stage.
Initial stages, yes. That was around June when I went back to him, when he said to me, when I went back to him, when I was doing my due diligence, I went back to him and said to him, look, I've got someone, and they verified, yes, your contract is there, and I have someone inside, and he believed that I had someone.
Maybe on that, just so that it's not, I don't forget it. Why would you, you're about to advance a lot of money
Yes.
to someone who says, I have a contract with the SAPS. Why would you ask Mr. Mkhotsi to verify instead of asking Mr. Matlala to give you proof that he does have this contract? It doesn't make sense to me that you would go about the long way of Mr. Matlala, of Mr. Mkhotsi, when in fact you are face to face with Mr. Matlala, to whom you are giving money, that you don't say to him as part of your due diligence. You say, give me proof that you've been awarded the contract, and you would rather, as part of your due diligence, rely on an outsider that you say has nothing to do with this contract, Mr. Mkhotsi.
Commissioner, he did show me proof But I just wanted to satisfy myself. That's why I asked Mr. Mokgotsi.
So when you say he showed you proof, what did he show you?
He showed me a letter.
From the SAPS?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
If we can go down, at 10:04 you send 3 texts. Morning, they say payment is done, I'm waiting for the remittance. Who promised you a remittance?
Mr. Mokgotsi.
I see. Over the page, sorry, did Mr. Mokgotsi say where he was going to get the remittance from?
No, he just said to me he'll get a remittance and forward it to me so that I could send it on to Mr. Matlala.
Sorry, he said he had a remittance.
He said he's getting one.
He's getting one. Over the page, you see later that day, Mr. Matlala says, you're winning with the remittance. Asks you, and you say, not yet. Then you say, the lady insists it's paid. Who was the lady?
Brown said to me, the lady, when I spoke to Brown on the call, he said to me, the lady insists, the lady said it's paid. So I just took that and sent it to Mr. Matlala.
So Brown mentioned a lady, but when I asked you a minute ago, you made no mention to of the lady. You just said he's getting a remittance.
No. I said it's on my text here. Brown did say a lady.
Brown said a lady.
Yes, Brown told me a lady.
You didn't mention the lady when I asked you 2 minutes ago.
It's here, it's on my text.
I know it's on your text. It wasn't in your answer, though. Why didn't you mention the lady when I asked you?
Well, I just said paid, but now I see it's a lady, it's there. So I'll retract that and say the lady.
So it's the lady who said, do you know who this lady is?
No idea, Counsel.
And why did you expect that Mr. Matlala would know who's the lady? If you don't know who's the lady, you are not talking to him about a lady, as you say. When you say the lady, how did you expect he would know who you're speaking about?
I just said the lady says it's paid. Like there's a person there, but it's a lady. And she says it's paid. Because that's what Mr. Mokgotsi told me. The lady said it's paid.
Yeah.
So I
No,
just took that phrase and forwarded it on to...
Yes,
Mr.
forget
Matlala.
about what Mr. Mokgotsi told you. You are sending this message, and you say the lady. You don't say they insist it's paid. You say the lady insists it is paid. So it gives the impression that you and Mr. Matlala know, or at least you expect Mr. Matlala knows who you're talking about, the lady, whether it's a SAPS, wherever. How did you expect he would know who you're speaking about?
Brown told me it's a lady, and he's speaking to some lady. And the lady says it's paid. So I just took that and forwarded it on to Mr. Matlala.
I'm asking you a different question. How did you expect Mr. Matlala would know there's a lady who's dealing with the processing?
I didn't expect him to know.
Let me
Sorry.
finish. I'm not asking about what Mr. Mokgotsi said to you. I'm asking about your communicating with Mr. Mokgotsi, with Mr. Matlala. How do you expect that he will know and accept that indeed payment will be made when all you say is the lady insists it's paid? How would he know what lady you're talking about unless you knew that he knows what lady you're talking about?
It was just from Brown. We just knew it was a lady. So I just took that and forwarded it on to him. What he thought, I didn't know, Commissioner.
Thank you.
So you relayed to him on the 31st of January that payment had been made.
I said, I'm just waiting for proof.
Yes, you were waiting for proof, but you had been told either directly from an insider or indirectly through Brown Mokgotsi from an insider that payment had been made. The lady insists it's paid.
Yes,
That was on the 31st.
yes.
If we go down to page 6, on 3 February, Mr. Matlala sends you a payment screen.
Yes,
And on that payment screen, one sees that the payment date is in fact the 31st of January.
yes,
So whoever was speaking to either you or Mr. Mokgotsi was someone inside SAPS with access to their payment systems.
yes, it was Mr. Mokgotsi.
So well, it wasn't Mr. Mokgotsi. You say someone was speaking to Mr. Mokgotsi.
Yes,
Yes. Well, Mr. Mokgotsi is coming back. We'll have to ask him whether he confirms your version or not. But one of you had access to someone inside the SAPS payment system who could tell you when payment had been made.
from this text, it's clear that Mr. Matlala had someone inside.
No, I'm not asking about Mr. Matlala now. I'm asking about yourself and Mr. Mokgotsi. Between the two of you, you had access to someone inside SAPS who could tell you when invoices were being paid. Would you accept that?
Mr. Brown Mokgotsi, not myself. I had no one.
I understand your version, but one of the two of you had access to someone who could say when accounts were going to be paid.
That's not what happened. Mr. Mokgotsi told me that he's got someone, and that's my message to Mr. Matlala, saying, yes, he's got, the invoices are paid on confirmation from Mr. Mokgotsi. I had spoken to no one.
Yes. So your version is you spoke to no one other than Mokgotsi,
Yes.
but why you wanted to speak to Mokgotsi is that you knew that he was connected.
Yes.
He would have access, you thought, to someone inside SAPS who could answer these sorts of questions.
Yes.
So on your version, you didn't directly have access to anybody in SAPS. You had to go through Mr. Mokgotsi, but you deliberately went through Mr. Mokgotsi because you believed he had access to someone in
He
SAPS.
told me he has access, yes.
Yes, Mr. Mokgotsi has told lots of people lots of things. Did you believe him?
At that point, when he said it's paid, and when Mr. Matlala sent us, I believed that, yes, he did have someone.
Let me move to a different topic. And can I ask you to go to page 6 of the bundle?
We're on
The
page
evidence bundle.
6. Yes, I'm on that bundle.
Now, at the 3rd of February, at 14:41, you WhatsApp Mr. Matlala a proof of banking letter for Tamiz Investments.
Yes.
Now, why did you WhatsApp him a proof of banking letter for Tamiz Investments if the vehicle for the contract was Ziggy?
The funding was done from two companies. So part of the funding came from Tamiz Investment. Ziggy did not have the full capacity to do it. Some of the money came from Tamiz.
But the contracting party was Ziggy.
Yes.
So why would you provide for money to be paid back to Tamiz if the true contracting party was Ziggy? Why wouldn't you provide, I would imagine in your internal books you had an arrangement in terms of which Tamiz advanced a loan to Ziggy, which then was reflected in a payment to Medicare 2024, that of that 10 million, some of it was loaned from Tamiz to Ziggy and paid to Medicare 24.
Yes, I needed to pay back Tamiz first, so that's why I gave him Tamiz's details.
But should it not have gone through the books of Ziggy? If Ziggy was the principal and if the arrangement was, there was a loan from Tamiz to Ziggy and from Ziggy to Mr. Matlala, isn't the correct way of doing that getting Mr. Matlala to pay back his counterparty and arranging that?
The payments went out directly from Tamise, so my accountant advised that they go back into Tamise.
So your accountant advised that although Tamise was actually lending money not to Mr. Matlala, but to Ziggy, Mr. Matlala should pay back Tamise, not Ziggy.
No, he should pay back Tamise first. That was the arrangement.
Yes, but why would he pay Tamise directly
Because,
if his contractual relationship was with Ziggy?
yes, we'd ask him to pay that company back first, because Tamise was part of the loan.
Did Tamise lend money to Mr. Matlala, or did Tamise lend money to Ziggy?
It lent money to Mr. Matlala via Ziggy.
You see, that's not the version that you give in your statement. In your statement, you say that any monies that came from Tamise were advanced to Mr. Matlala on behalf of Ziggy. Can I take you to the relevant part of your statement?
Yeah.
So it's page 3, paragraph 12.
Yes.
In terms of our agreement, the following payments were made to Medicare by or on behalf of Ziggy. And then you say Ziggy paid 5 million on the 26th of June. On 7th, Tamise paid 25 million to Medicare on behalf of Ziggy. 2.5. On 15 July and 24 July, Tamise paid 1.5 and 1 million on behalf of Ziggy. So your version in your statement is that these are payments by Ziggy, which are made on behalf of Ziggy by Tamise.
Yes.
Did you tell that to your accountant? Did you explain that to your accountant?
Yes.
And he still said, get Medicare 24 to pay Tamise back, not Ziggy back.
To pay Tamise first, and once Tamise's debt is cleared, we'll then start paying Ziggy.
But Tamise's debt was a debt to Ziggy, not a debt to Medicare.
Yes, but we wanted to pay Tamise first, so we asked Mr. Matlala to pay the money directly into Tamise investments.
And you took advice from an accountant on this.
Yes.
Who was your accountant who advised you this?
I'll have to check his name. MSM accounts or something like that. Is my accountant.
Sorry, you don't know the name of your
It's
accountant?
MSM accounting.
MSM accountants. Let's go back to the payment. On page 6 of the evidence bundle at the foot of the page, you see that on the 4th of February 2025, Mr. Matlala WhatsApps you a proof of payment, and that proof of payment is at page 36 of the bundle. It's the 1.5 million payment from Medicare to Tamise.
Yes.
If you can then go to page 535, you will see that 7 seconds after Mr. Matlala sent you proof of payment to Tamise, he sends the same proof of payment to Mr. Morgan Malmela.
Correct.
And that proof of payment that he sends to Mr. Malmela is at page 537.
5.
If we go back to page 7, 537, sorry, 537. It's the same proof of payment. This time it was sent to Mr. Malmela.
Yes.
If you go back to page 7, you'll see that at 15:13:31, this is another 12 seconds after the proof of payment has been sent to Mr. Malmela, Mr. Matlala calls you.
Yes.
What was he calling about?
Which page is that, Council? 7, page 7.
On page 7, yes. At 15, 13, 31. He's just given you proof of payment, you've acknowledged receipt of the proof of payment, and then he calls you. Do you remember what he called you about?
Yes.
What would he call you about?
He called me and asked me, well, before this, he'd already engaged me to advance some monies to Mr. Morgan Maumela on his behalf.
To advance monies to Mr. Morgan Maumela?
On his behalf, yes.
On his behalf? Now, by this stage, you had been worried for quite some time that you weren't being paid on this contract.
Yes, that's correct.
Why did you agree to take a third of your first payment and give it to Mr. Maumela on behalf of Mr. Matlala?
The reason for that, Mr. Matlala kept on putting pressure on me to please advance this money to Morgan. I did ask him, why can't he do it directly? He said, please do it on my behalf. And on my next payment, I'll reimburse you. And at that time, we had quite a bit of payments that still needed to go into the system. So I needed to keep Mr. Matlala happy. At the same time, knowing that there's more payments coming in, I then agreed to advance this money to Mr. Maumela.
So although by this stage you were already worried about
I was just wondering if...
the lunch break,
Yes, please.
we can pick it up after lunch.
Yes. Let's adjourn and resume at 2 p.m.